I think you should talk more about your time in Japan. That might be fun too.
Okay. That was a long time ago.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's do travel stories then. You can talk about England.
England.
And España.
It's 3 syllables.
England.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd prefer to talk about your time.
The glands of Eng.
Yeah. Well, when I first met you, we were just talking about this the other day, and I was messaging back and forth with you and trying to flirt with you and pull you in with my feminine wiles. And I was like asking about what you wanted to do with your life. And you were like, oh, I'm going to go be a tattoo artist in Japan in a couple years, go move there and try to be an animator.
No, that was something else.
What are you talking about?
I wanted to be an animator when I had first started.
But I thought you said you wanted to go be an animator in Japan.
That was a long time ago. That was when I first started learning Japanese.
I think you told me that when we were Facebook messaging back and forth.
I don't think so. But
I'll go look it up.
I'm pretty sure I know the history of what I wanted to do.
Okay. You keep telling yourself that.
Better than you would.
Sometimes you forget things.
That's true. I forget things all the time, but I don't think I forget that.
Okay. All right. We'll just move on from that. Anyway, I'm just kidding. You want to throttle me?
Of course.
Do you want? Of course. Of course, don't I always? Well, anyway. So I was sad because I thought you were going to move to Japan before I could even...
I was planning on it.
Bed you.
I was finally doing... Nice. I was finally doing a lot of language exchange, and I was trying to work my way through my tattoo apprenticeship, which was kind of killing my soul.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was an okay balance because I was more happy with my Japanese studies. So, but yeah, that was my plan. Once I finished my apprenticeship, I was going to move or try to move to Japan, but that would have been hard with family because it's nice to see family and be around family.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's nice to at least be near family.
It's nice to have the option. No, it is nice. It would be hard. Yeah. But do you have to get like a special visa, I assume?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't just let anybody in.
No. They're very strict on immigration. Yeah. So I think you can only stay there for like, I think Americans can only stay there for like 4 years straight or something.
That's a long time though.
Before, you have to leave.
Yeah.
For I don't know how long. And it could have changed by now, but that's what it was when I last checked. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
And then I came along and pulled you off your track.
Which, it's just different. I mean, I'm definitely happier.
You have to say that because you're in an enclosed space with me.
Is that how that works?
It's dangerous if you say, damn, I really wish I'd done that.
So much
Karate
regret.
chop.
So much regret.
He's joking, everyone. He couldn't be happier.
Tattooing was just very stressful and,
Yeah. I mean, do you think if you had worked for anyone else that it would have been less stressful?
Sorry for the sniffing, by the way.
I haven't even noticed it.
I should have grabbed a tissue or something.
Oh, I might have a fresh one.
No, okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
I've got one.
I like hearing about your Japanese stories. I don't know, because it just like, I don't know, I lost my train of thought.
There was a point there when I was really studying a lot and really trying to actually become somewhat fluent, but it's hard. It takes a lot of time if you're not living there and just surrounded by it. And
there's not a lot of people here that speak Japanese that you can just practice with.
No. Yeah. And you want to meet with people who speak it, natively. Yeah. You don't want to be meeting
other Americans.
Other Americans, so you can get like bad habits and be speaking things wrong.
Yeah. So language exchange, it might be obvious, but I didn't really understand what it was, is you just meet up with people online or in person or whatever, and you just speak. And a lot of times it's people trying to learn English, like Japanese people. Like Brandon has a language exchange person that he's been meeting with for several years now,
it's
right?
been years.
I mean, I think you were meeting with her when I first met you 4+ years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they meet like every week, once a week, and they Skype or FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
And they, he kind of teaches her and coaches her on English, and then she does the same for him in Japanese. And but pretty much you are, I guess you would call it self-taught or self-educated. You never really took classes apart from when you were in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Well, I took classes at the JC. They don't offer them anymore. But
okay.
Yeah, definitely talking to people is so much more helpful because classes. I mean, it's just work, but that's, I'm terrible with paperwork. Paperwork just makes me shut down. Mm-hmm. Whereas just talking to a person, being normal, that I like that. And
you're very good at independent
my brain
study.
opens up.
And whereas I think I need more structure. So as much as I don't necessarily want to go to a class, I know that is better for me. It's why I have a life coach, because that person like checks in with me every week or every couple weeks and like kind of make sure I'm on track, because I will go off track. I regret it, but I'm not disciplined in that way. Whereas I think you know what you have interest in and you just pursue it. Yeah. And kind of are able to do that independently. And you've never been good in the classroom setting. Like you just don't thrive in that setting.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. It's very impressive, I'd say.
You're sweet. It's impressive for you to be able to go through classes.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just was always, I mean, I didn't necessarily always like school, but I think I liked the structure. I did well with that structure. And then, here's my grade to reflect the work I've put in and my performance. And I get this thing that's like an A or B or whatever. And that
look at you.
Worked for me. Usually A's, but anyway.
Straight A's.
Because I do care.
Not bragging, just straight A's.
I've always cared what other people think, and that was part of it. Is I didn't want to disappoint the teacher or my parents, and so there was like 1 year in the 5th grade where I was not doing as well. Like I think I had more like a B average, and I was so kind of terrified of what my parents were going to say, because I think I was kind of discovering boys and just being kind of a shit. And it was like, then when it came time for grades, I was like, oh God.
But they were still probably like, good job.
They were, but my mom has always been like, I know that you're capable of doing more, I mean, they were fine, but she didn't give me a super hard time. But I said, I think my grades aren't going to be as good this year. And
I was always C's, D's, and F's all the way through school, pretty much.
Well, clearly you were just miserable in that setting, like miserable.
It's weird.
Like you just don't learn that way, which I think is admirable because like I said, I need like a guide. I need that structure, like someone checking on me. I need homework every week. I didn't like it.
But you're able to like do it. I guess I was able to do it if I just buckled down, but I don't know.
But if you're having to force yourself and you just
every minute
you're white knuckling it, basically
forcing myself to do it.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how different we are in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need someone.
I'm fine with the self-motivation, but as far as the work itself goes, no.
Well, I'm kind of, I guess, task-oriented, so I have a really hard time at work if I am working on something and I get pulled off of it, or like it's something that has to span a few days. Like I really would prefer if you just left me alone and I could just get this thing done from start to finish, and then I'm done, and then it's like a checkbox. And like I was never someone who made lists and like checkbox, but really I do. That is a feeling of accomplishment for me. I have this thing that I just created from this task. I have to bill for it at work. And that's like also a reflection of my accomplishment, like this thing that I did that's like quantifiable. I'm very much about that. So if I have a thing that I want to do.
So do you want to sorry to interrupt you. Would you want to like make some tasks for yourself and then give me the task sheet to then grade you on?
No, because that's basically what my life coach is doing. When she says, let's do this thing called sourcing, and you write down this list of, okay, so like you want to do a successful podcast. So here, what are some things that you think that you need to do to advance that? Speak to other people who've done successful podcasts. So she says, why don't you do an informational interview? I write that down. Do some recording, do some content meetings, you know, with you and the other person I'm doing a podcast with. And then she sits there while I put that in my calendar.
Nice.
So I say,
the pressure's on.
Right. Exactly. And then there's that part of me that's like, oh, fuck. You know, because like I went last week and I was all excited about the progress because I was like, I'm doing it. Like for once, I'm doing this thing that I'm excited about. I don't need someone to like tell me, like when you were trying to kind of encourage me to like, why don't you do some writing tonight? And I'd be like, fuck. Like, because really my heart wasn't in it. It's not what I wanted to do, but I was sort of trying to like decide like, this is the thing I'm going to do. And I wasn't into it.
Your heart should be in it.
Right.
The problem.
But now my heart is in it.
That's my issue is that like, if my heart's not in it, I can't really do it.
Right. But
I mean, I can, but it's just.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I kind of interrupted you.
It's fine.
If your heart's not in it, it's hard.
Right. And my heart is in it, but I was also feeling overwhelmed. Like, what else do I do? And so she kind of puts it in the context of like structure. And let's break it down into tangible, independent, you know, tasks to get done that I kind of can't seem to do on my own. And so, you know, like do an informational interview or do some internet research or, you know, research why it's good or not to put it on YouTube as opposed to Spotify or iTunes and, you know, talk about content and do research by listening to other podcasts and all that's like fun. But it's like, now put it in your calendar and commit to it. And if you don't do it, you know, you don't necessarily have to do it like
backhand you.
Yeah. It's, well, what she says
is what she says, not me.
Yeah. She does say that. Yeah. I have some bruises.
I'm going to smack you with a bag of oranges. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, but she'll say like, so if you put it in your calendar like 3 times and at the third time, like, so short of an emergency. Oh, so the third time, if you've skipped it,
what is happening? I feel like I got lost in what you were saying.
Okay, you and probably everyone else. So like, if you put something in your calendar that's like do research and you put that in like 3 times in your calendar for like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And if you skip it the first time, okay, you can cut yourself some slack and you skip it the second time. Well, the third time,
if you are okay with getting a C.
Right. No, you're totally mixing. You're mixing things. But she said, you know, short of a 911 emergency or something, that third time you don't skip it. You commit to that. You fucking commit to that.
You do it.
Fucking idiot. No, but
hey,
so
I wasn't actually cursing.
No, I know. But so like, what's nice about the podcast stuff is it's all stuff I actually want to do and I find interesting because it is forwarding this whole endeavor. But it breaks it down into kind of manageable tasks. Like, you know, Saturday at 11, and one of those things was decluttering, which we've done a couple times because I was like, I can't, if things start to get a little cluttered in the room or in the house, I can't, you know, and as much as I don't like cleaning or decluttering or organizing, it's clearly essential for my concentration or like doing household chores. Like that's part of sourcing.
I feel like that just gets in the way for me personally. I am okay with working with piles of stuff all over the place, obviously. And my dad would agree. He used to call me the pilot because I would pilot here,
That's
pilot there.
That's very clever.
Have I ever told you that? No.
I learned a new thing.
Because it would get in the way of stuff. So funny. It would get in the way of my artwork. It would get in the way of me, you know, focusing on trying to get something figured out for myself. So I wasn't a complete failure at life.
Wow.
You know.
Whoa.
So it was just another thing impeding.
Yeah.
Impeding you getting a jump on the day.
Okay, wait. So the things, the reason that you piled them, like that was because they were impeding you or the piles themselves were impeding you?
Cleaning.
Oh, okay.
Cleaning up after myself. That impedes.
I feel like that is an excuse.
Well, you know, if you spend hours cleaning, you might then, you know, be tired.
Yes.
And feel like,
you are.
Well, maybe I'll eat something now. Oh, well, maybe, you know, I'm going to sit down and watch some TV. Oh, and then
it is true sometimes.
That gets in the way of you trying to figure out what the heck you're doing that day. So, I mean, I do get that it's annoying if it is bothering you in your peripheral. Just like, oh, that pile of stuff over there. Or
I think because what it feels like is something undone, something that you need to deal with, and you haven't. So whether it's paperwork, a pile of laundry, It's like, this is a thing that I should go through and throw away, or I need to call,
I feel
a thing and take care of it.
That can be, I think, procrastination, though. Procrastination.
It can be, which I used to think, but it's also, to some degree, you need a clean, organized space, some people, to be able to focus. And there's a balance, because definitely if you're procrastinating, okay, this is a closet, so that's okay. Because that's where you put junk, is in a closet.
I'm looking around at the closet we're in with blankets tacked to the walls and stuff everywhere.
That's our studio space. And these are your clothes.
The studio.
These are your clothes, your hanging clothes. Would you rather just burn them so that they're out
Burn them?
Burn them. Burn them.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm sorry, it was just cute. The distress in your voice. That was cute. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like spotless, but a little bit of organizing. I need like a little bit of industriousness before I can turn and sit and do the thing that I need to focus on, the deep work I need to focus on. So, yeah. I don't know why. It's just a thing.
I get it. I think there are a lot of people like that.
The most organized person. Well, I probably am the most organized person in this room. No, it depends. Depends what you're doing. Like, if you saw my desk at work, that is why it's so cluttered. It's probably one of the more cluttered desks, because as I'm organized...
Because you're a slob?
No.
So maybe we should move on to a different topic.
Oh, all right. Well,
I don't know. It's a lot of talk about organizing.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say that maybe because it was forced on you as a child, like you rebelled against it. And so when you could then have like a messy room as an adult, like that's why I eat sugar cereal, because I wasn't allowed sugar cereal as a child.
Yeah.
That's probably why I put on a bunch of weight when I hit my teenage years and started having some money.
But it's like
I could eat Lucky Charms for dinner.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was the same way with that too, because we were given sweets, but not much. Oh, don't do that. I will slap you with this. I won't actually. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful sounds. It's like ASMR. Ice chewing.
Is that an ASMR?
Probably. Is that an ASMR? Ow. 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 Are you okay? So, public transport stories. What do you think about them? Or maybe...
They're great. I love them. Let's have more of them.
Cool.
I saw a guy get sick one time I've seen multiple people pass out, get sick. In England, people drink a lot after work. I saw a guy. Oh, gosh. And he was like, a lot of people are dressed in suits because I worked in London and taking the train, right? As you do. And there's this guy like standing up because there wasn't seats. Are you looking at my empty cocktail glass?
No.
Oh.
No, I was looking at the mic. Go ahead.
Oh. And he's standing there and I'm watching him because he's kind of like lolling. And I kind of look away and I hear this noise and I'm like, what is that? And I hear people like, oh, and it's like a splatter noise. Oh. And it took me a minute to realize this guy's barfing. Wine. He clearly had a substantial amount of red wine, standing up, barfing.
What a pig.
And then he just got off at the next stop because that's what I would do. You're not going to clean it up. He's in no state to clean it up. And he just got off at the next stop and then probably got on the next train.
What an asshole.
And then the rest of us are just moving down as far away as we can from the mess and the stench. Nice. Yeah.
Maybe you should know how much you can drink. How old was this guy?
Enough.
I think at a certain point you have no excuse.
Yeah, but every once in a while people just, you're having fun. You don't want the fun to end. You just keep drinking when you know you should stop.
Yeah, but then you throw up in a shrub or something. Wait a minute and barf
Sometimes
somewhere.
You don't know when it's coming. I've had that.
I don't know. I
did that at a work party.
I don't think that's okay because then somebody has to clean your friggin' barf up, and that's not cool.
So do you judge me because I threw up at a work party? And the bathroom was locked because someone was in it and I didn't make it to the bathroom? You're judging me a
I
little?
don't know, maybe a little bit.
I'm not proud of it.
I don't think you are.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you sure?
Everyone has a moment like that. I mean, maybe you don't.
I mean,
Mr. Upstanding.
I've thrown up before.
Mm-hmm.
Just not like
In a public place?
I think I have a pretty good stomach. Like I've thrown up in public, but it was like in a bush, which is still gross, but it's not like on the subway or something, you know, on the train, in somebody's car. Like, that's gross. Don't do that. I guess if you can't help it.
Yeah, I think I've thrown up in like a bag, in like a fast food bag in like my ex's car.
But you get car sick, right? Oh no, that was drunk again?
I was drunk again. Yeah. Well, so at the work Christmas party, they ply you with, I mean, they don't ply you, but it's like open bar after the luncheon part. And you kind of forget because you're just like, cool, free booze. But and you have certain people, Oscar, who like feed everyone tequila shots and then act like that's not a thing that you do every year. So I feel like for a few years, it was like every other year I would kind of get out of control. Not like dancing on tables or anything, but just in terms of like drinking too much and getting sick, either on the way home or at the party. And then every other year between that, I would be like, I'm not drinking. I'm not staying past 6, you know? Yeah. So I've had a couple moments like that. I'm not proud of them. But, you know, and in Spain, I did that. You know, Maddie was holding my hair back. We were doing the education abroad program and I discovered cider, alcoholic cider for the first time.
Oh, man.
And I wasn't super like into beer or wine. I was like, ooh, this is sweet stuff that is alcoholic, and I went too far.
And I'll drink a bunch of it.
And pints are huge. If you're not accustomed, like pints are huge. That's a lot of stuff.
I only need 1 pint these days. And I'm happy.
So I got sick outside.
How many pints did you have?
I don't know. It probably wasn't that many, but it was a lot for my tolerance. And I got sick outside in the street. Yeah, but I'll never see those people again. So it's cool. I have no shame. Oh, okay. No, I was ashamed. I was sufficiently ashamed. Luckily, only 1 or 2 people saw me get sick at the work thing. Only a couple people saw me get sick in Spain. Again, I'll never see those people again.
Yeah.
It's not
even
fun.
If you do, it's not like a reoccurring thing for you.
Yeah. And now I drink so little that my tolerance is very low. So I have like a cocktail and it feels nice, but that's as far as I want to go. It's not fun being sick. I mean, I missed going to see the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, because I drank so much at my friend's bachelorette party. And I was the only person that was so sick the next day. I mean, vomiting all day.
Holy smokes.
Bruises on my knees. Everyone went to Manhattan to go see all the sights, and I missed it.
Oh,
because I was sick.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
That sucks.
So, that's a regret. Then again, I had the house to myself the whole day. That was nice.
You're funny.
Yeah. How about you?
What about me?
This became drunk stories somehow. You gotten really sick? I'm kind of sad that I missed some of your drinking days, your drunk moments. Yeah. Because you're pretty cute when you get high or drunk. I mean, I'm glad for you that you don't do that, because I think it is better for you, but you don't lose control often.
Well, and there's like a down after.
Yeah,
so like,
for sure.
You feel drunk or you get high or whatever, and then once it's done, which is very quickly usually, at least for me, it's like, oh, now I don't feel good. And I don't like that. I'd rather just feel normal all the time.
It's true. It's better to just feel like basically moderately happy or content than like ecstatically happy and then depressed.
Yeah, or just have like a beer. That's always nice. Or,
my cocktail, my one cocktail is making me happy. I do want another one. It won't be as good as the first. I won't have the buzz. That's all. I don't know. Yeah.
The last time I don't know if it was the last time I got drunk, but I got drunk with an old friend, and his girlfriend at the time.
Who was it? Can I ask? Or can you just mouth it to me if you don't want to put him on the podcast?
It was an old coworker.
Oh.
You never met him.
Okay.
But we were at I think we were at the bar in Santa Rosa, and I drank a lot, and then we ordered another pitcher, I guess, and they weren't having any of it, so I drank like the whole pitcher to myself. Because I was like, you guys...
Is that even possible?
Well, you know how I am.
Not wanting to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like...
Yeah.
Well, I was like, you guys aren't going to waste this, are you? Like, what? So I felt the need, stupidly, to drink the entire pitcher to myself.
This is where waste not, want not goes a bit extreme. A bit far.
I know, it was a bad idea. But at the same time, I was drunk. So logic was slightly out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So I drank that and then stepped outside, puked in a bush like immediately, and was like, where are we going now? And it was just like really like bing bam boom, kind of like, you know, pitcher outside bush. Where we going now? It was really weird. And I think we went to like a hot dog cart. Maybe that was
perfect.
Maybe that was a different day. And I think I had like a coney dog the first time.
Oh my gosh.
And that was delicious.
Oh.
And that's the end of that
But you kept
story.
that down? Because that's important.
Yeah.
So
Loaded
what's
up with
funny
onions.
is that you don't want to waste, so you drink the pitcher, but then you've wasted it because you vomited it up.
I didn't think I was going to vomit it up.
It's just funny. So I guess that's the lesson is like, just remember, you may think you're not wasting it, but...
Well, and I was younger, and, younger equals stupider, so...
Usually, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd say almost always. So, I thought at the time, I was like, yeah, I can keep it down. I can keep this entire pitcher of beer down. Fucking idiot.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's, I think, maybe the last drunk story.
Mm. Cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to talk about now?
I don't know.
Drunk high stories? Remember when we had...
You're squishing your face. Are you aware of that?
Oh, sorry. I don't know if
it's funny to look at, but maybe not as funny to listen to.
Is it okay to talk about Mary Wangus?
Yes, I think so.
Remember when we went to that art show?
I do.
And you had like a piece of a brownie, and then you were like, I don't know how to drive anymore.
It was, I thought I was being, what am I trying to say? I thought I was being, smart about the amount that I was eating because I've gotten violently ill off of marijuana brownies before. And this one, I had like an eighth or if even that, a 16th and
of the brownie.
Clearly it was very potent.
Not an eighth of weed. An eighth of the brownie.
The brownie. It was very potent. It hit me very quickly while we were I was glad that I thought, oh, it'll be a good thing to have because we're in this social situation where there's other artists at this
and that was a weird experience.
It was a weird experience. And like, we just, schmoozing is just we're not, I'm probably a little better at it than you are.
Oh, you're excellent
but
at it.
Usually I have a social lubricant. I have pot, I have alcohol, crack. I don't know, not really.
Crack.
But
don't do crack.
No, I know.
Crack is whack.
Don't do crack, kids. But I was like, oh, cool, this will be just the right amount. And then it like hit me and I was like, you have to drive. I can't. I can't.
I don't know how to operate
my
fingies anymore.
And then we were at the house and like, because I was talking to someone about this the other day. I said I was like losing time. I think that's a phrase for it. Like maybe it kind of means blacking out, except I don't think I was losing consciousness. I just would look at you and go like, what just happened? Like, how long have we been laying here? That's how I felt. Like, I just lost some time and I don't know how much. And that was scary. And then that lasted for like hours. And I was just like, and you have that moment where you laugh too hard at a joke and then you kind of realize and like the other person looks at you because they realize at the same time, like,
you're very aware of things. Like, I think there was a joke of like this cartoon character or something saying like, does my heart normally beat this loudly? And just like being very internally aware, but stupid about it.
Yes. So it was it was like fun for a minute until it wasn't.
And my parents were at the art show, which had to have been fun for you as well.
I don't think it was quite like that was like the start of it, but I don't think I had lost control yet. And we were like, yeah, because we were pretty newly together still, maybe like 3 or 6 months. I don't know. We were living with my mom, but, and so I was holding it together, but like, we need to leave soon. And then, yeah, you made that joke. Don't sprain your dankle. And I just thought that was I still think that's the funniest thing ever.
Don't sprain your dankle.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't get a sprained ankle.
Don't get a sprained ankle. I don't know if I threw up that day. I think it just took hours for it to wear off.
No, I don't think you threw up.
And then I was just like exhausted.
I think I remember.
Oh my God. So fun. So I like to get like a little bit high, like where I'm giggly, but not like that ever again.
Substances are nice.
I steer clear of brownies.
Yeah. Edibles for sure.
Or like playing Diablo. And one time I was thinking about that when you were like, put the gem in this thing. And I just like sat there.
So Diablo is a video game. But Diablo. Diablo is a video game. And you can socket items. You can put gems into items. So just explaining some of the nerdy backstory. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what the verb
socket is. To place a thing into a socket.
You can place gems into items.
Which give them more power or something.
So what happened?
Right? So you were like telling me, because I always need to be guided, because I don't really understand that game a lot.
It was very convoluted.
Like, put the gem in that item. And then I just like sat there, and I think you told me like 2 or 3 times, and then I just sat there, and then I like put it in the wrong item. And you were, because it goes ching, and you were like, no.
That was really funny.
That was one of the best. That was so, and then I just felt like such shame.
Because
this flush of shame.
I think it's because you sat there and I was thought about it.
Like, so I do what now? And then you're like, put the thing in the thing. Huh? Put the
thing in this item, and then there was like a moment of silence, like you were thinking about something, and then you put the gem in the wrong item, and I was like, what?
But your tone was just so like disappointed, judgy. No.
No, that's not what I said. Like, I told you, 3 times.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, it's sort of one of those you had to be there kind of moments.
You did have to be there. But still, it's fun to relive because, yeah.
The funny part is that you were sitting there thinking before you went, ching,
no, see,
and I was like, oh my gosh.
You thought that, but what it really was like a delay. So the information from your mouth to my ear and my brain was like delayed or like slowed down.
Oh yeah, I know.
So that was... You know, it wasn't actually thought. It was just me processing.
It's just what it felt like.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure because my brow was furrowed, like, thinking. That's me thinking really hard.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's your thinking
sounds. Good times. That's my thinking sounds. You know this.
Put on your thinking corona.
You're weird. Why does my voice keep breaking?
I don't know. Maybe
Am I a 14-year-old boy?
Maybe you need to drink some Wawas.
But I had a cocktail.
That's almost water.
Cocktails. Woo. Cocktails. Woo.
That's beautiful. You're cracking yourself up.
Such a great song.
Are you seriously threatening a wet willy?
No.
Stop it. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's wrong with you?
I want some more of that spicy bread.
And more booze?
Maybe.
Booze it up.
It's the only way to get through this thing we call life.
Wow.
And, face the impending meteor wipeout.
Got a lump on the back of my leg.
It's not a tick. And that spider was huge. Bulbous.
Oh, yeah. There was a massive spider out front.
Spartan. Massive Spartan.
Massive spider. I looked it up, and I think it's a trapdoor spider. And it was... I don't even know how to gauge how big it was.
Like, do you think it was like an inch and a half?
It was the size of a potato bug.
Yeah, I thought it was a potato bug because of its bulbous body.
And potato bugs, I know, can be different sizes. Oh God,
they're so big.
But it was like a medium-sized, meaty potato bug, but with the body of a spider.
Do you know that in England they call them Jerusalem crickets? Potato bugs.
I think they call them that here
too. They
too.
do look like crickets, but I have never heard.
That's what they call them here too.
I'm gonna chop your Adam's apple.
Let me wait. Let me talk. Shush. Let me talk. Stop it. Stop. Hold on. They call them Jerusalem. They call them Jerusalem crickets here too.
They call them Jerusalem crickets. Anyway.
Are you making fun of my accent?
I had never heard them called that before. I met an English person who said, "Oh, that's a Jerusalem cricket." And I was like, that ain't no goddamn cricket. That's a potato bug.
Wow.
But that is what they call them.
That's what you said?
No.
Oh.
I wish I had. It would have been funnier. They do look like crickets, but like a disgusting on steroids.
Fat.
Hulk. Mm-hmm. A cricket that's hulked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
A little fatty cricket.
Oh, God.
And they're
so
related
gross.
to the freaking camel spiders, too. Those monstrous looking things that I think the soldiers and obviously everyone living in
the camel. I mean,
Iraq?
The camel. The desert.
Yeah, certain deserts.
Mm-hmm.
I think Iraq has a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that's how the Iraqians say it. Iraqis.
I don't know. Maybe.
Someone used to correct me when I would say Iran. It was Iran.
Oh.
But I think that's how Persian people say it. Iran.
Were they Persian or were they the person talking to you?
Oh, okay. She was. So that's how I was going to say. Yeah.
Not really.
I'm like, I'm not going to trust you. You're leading me astray.
Also, okay.
Pretentious.
Iran.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So I imagine that it's similar, but yeah, then again, we're not native Iraqis. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit, just say the American pronunciation of it.
Mm-hmm. Italian, like that?
Like, because we mispronounce everything.
Mm.
So just be okay with it.
Just be yourself.
Be okay with it, the rest of the world. Be okay with us mispronouncing everything.
Just deal with it, because it ain't going to change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and it's our adaptation to your words.
Mm-hmm.
It's a compliment. I don't know.
Nice try.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think you've done it. What were we talking about?
We were talking about camel
potato
spiders.
Bugs? Huge ass spiders?
Which camel spiders are freaking scary and they're huge. And I think they can get up to
we don't need to talk about those.
I think they can get up to like a half a foot long. Or bigger even.
I don't want to live in this world anymore.
They're basically a half a foot long potato bug with a freaking, tremors? Or like, wait, what's the name of those things from the other side or whatever? That new show? Yeah, Demogorgon. They got like Demogorgon mouths that like open like that.
All right, that's enough.
They're horrifying.
That's enough of that. Cease and desist.
Mm-hmm. They're basically a nightmare bug. If you went into a nightmare and found a bug, that is the bug you would find in your nightmares.
I'm glad you spelled it out because we weren't quite there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You should say you're welcome. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Anyway, my mom said this funny thing about that spider. She said, "Oh yeah, trapdoor spider."
Oh, she knew?
Well, I said, "Oh, I think it was a trapdoor spider." Brandon looked it up. And she goes, "The thing is, if they can't get their trap to close, they're not really a trapdoor spider." And I'm like,
"They're a crapdoor spider?"
I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
They're a crapdoor spider? Did everybody else hear my joke? Because clearly somebody else didn't hear my joke.
Joke is a...
is an overstatement? Or is a...
Possibly. Joke
so
might be a stretch. Go ahead
with what you were going to say. I was just trying to make a little joke.
I know. It was good. It was good.
Thanks. Nothing like a patronizing cat. I didn't
really understand what she was saying. Like, obviously, if they don't make trapdoors, they're not a trapdoor spider. But maybe what she was saying is that they actually have a different name, but only some of them do traps or trapdoors. But it was such a weird thing to say but we're standing there with these two, non-English speaking or minimal English speaking laborers. And so I didn't want to go into it right then. But she was like, yeah, but they don't do trapdoors, they're not a trapdoor spider. I'm like, what? So just FYI, it might not be a true trapdoor spider if it didn't have a trapdoor.
It's just the species. It's just what they call certain...
Well, maybe I should have told her, take it up with David Attenborough.
Maybe.
Is he still alive?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a good place to wrap it up. No, I don't. What are you thinking?
Whatever.
We've covered a lot of topics today.
Have we?
I don't know. Covered like 3 or 4. Your knee is cold.
Oh, thanks for warming it.
Mm-hmm. Word association? Let's do a random one.
Okay.
Cranberry. Is that your word?
Cranberry. Waffles?
I
don't know why that came to mind.
Oh, blueberries. I would say, yeah, weird. I mean, I could see blueberries and waffles.
And waffles.
Is that what I did?
And waffles.
That was a cool sound. Wish I could recreate it.
You're like speaking an alien language.
Uh-huh. I wish.
Waffles. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I've gone ahead. That's all I had. So, good job on the word association.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
So...
Think of a word.
Me think of a word
Yeah,
now?
and then I'll do word association.
Okay.
Boop, boop.
Your phone's going off.
Mm-hmm. Unpopular.
Slide.
Pain. Pain either from burning. I'm just going to explain.
Mm-hmm.
Pain either from burning because it's like a metal slide in the sun, or from flying off of the end of it and like flopping on your face. Because I've watched a lot of fail videos. So you're either
or
burning,
from it just peeling skin
off, or flopping off the end, face planting. Yeah.
Nice.
None of it good. Yeah.
I used to try to run up slides.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then you'd fall on your face.
So fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just have a red circle on your forehead from pinging your face against the slide.
Fun. That's good times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do a word now.
Oh. Shit.
Let's see. Shit.
No.
Shovel.
That's not it. Leaf.
Leaf Erikson? Happy Leaf Erikson Day. Hinga Durgan.
Is that really what your word association is? Okay, I guess that's fair.
No. Leaf. Fall? I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Not creative with this.
It's fine. It's just what your brain goes to. You don't know.
I just did. I said fall.
No, you have to come up with a new word. Like we just did in the first round.
It's hard because I think maybe you're pulling from things you're seeing. Like you saw your drink.
Oh, I didn't even think that.
Cranberry drink. Leaves from the picture on the cup.
I didn't look at that. I actually was looking at these.
Oh. I don't know. Word. Turtleneck.
Constraining.
Constraining.
Squeezing your neck. Itchy.
Mm-hmm. Like a... Oh, that's not PC.
What?
I'm just thinking of the, that joke.
Mitch Hedberg joke?
Mitch Hedberg says. Like...
Being strangled by a weak midget?
Yeah, if you're wearing a turtleneck and a backpack, it's like a weak midget's trying to bring you down. Or something.
So you should say weak small person? Little person?
I guess so.
Is that what's PC now?
Yeah. I don't know.
Tell me the rules, Brandon, because I don't know them.
It's probably just good to not say that at all.
Nothing is PC. You can't say anything.
Like a weak child's trying to bring you down.
That's not funny.
Or like a child, because children are weak, right? A child's trying to bring you down.
They are weak.
Wow. They are weak and pathetic.
I just repeated what you said. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have TMJ?
My jaw's popping.
Oh. I'll pop it for you. I'm just
Please
kidding.
don't.
I wouldn't.
Thanks.
Me.
Okay, another word. Turtle.
Neck.
That's a callback to the last thing we talked about. Constraining.
Turtle soup?
Turtle soup. Have you ever had turtle soup?
No, I kind of think it sounds good.
Really?
But I won't because turtles. Better go.
Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Stop grabbing in my knee pit.
It's nice. It's soft and warm.
I don't like you grabbing in my knee pit.
It's unconscious because it's just like rubbing a thing that's like satisfying. Okay, would you do one more word?
Sure, you go.
Purple.
Nurple.
Okay. That's fair. All right. So we're done now. Stay strong.
Signing off. Now.